Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive. We're going to get into some really important stuff today. Stuff that's actually going to help you guys out in Miss Hart's health and social care class,
That's right.
especially with that tracking exam coming up next week.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the big Unit 1 exam in the summer.
Yeah.
So we're focusing in on factors affecting health and well-being,
Yeah.
specifically behavioral choices.
Yes.
And we've got this document here that breaks down all those choices that you guys have been looking at in class
Yeah.
and how they actually impact your health.
Absolutely. And, it's not just about passing exams. It's
Yeah.
about actually understanding this stuff so you can make healthier choices in your own lives,
For sure.
which is pretty cool.
Okay, so we're going to cover things like alcohol,
Uh-huh.
diet, drugs,
Yeah.
exercise,
Yeah.
and smoking,
All the good stuff.
all that fun stuff. But before we get into all of that,
Yeah.
we need to make sure we're all on the same page about what health and well-being actually means.
Yeah, because it's more than just not being sick.
Right.
You've probably heard of the WHO,
Yes.
the World Health Organization.
Yes.
They came up with this definition of health back in 1948.
Yep.
That was pretty revolutionary.
Wow.
They said health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being,
Okay.
not just the absence of disease or infirmity.
So it's not just about dodging the flu, but feeling good, like mentally,
Right.
physically, and even socially.
Exactly. Think about it like this. Imagine someone's going through a tough time. Maybe they've fallen out with their friends or their parents are arguing.
Right.
That kind of stress can really affect their mental health.
Yeah.
Maybe they feel anxious or down, but then that can impact their physical health too.
Yeah.
They might not be sleeping well, or they lose their appetite, or maybe they start getting headaches.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I can definitely see how that all connects.
Yeah.
It's like one thing can trigger a chain reaction.
Exactly, and that's where that holistic definition of health comes in.
Uh,
The one you want to focus on for your exams.
okay.
It's about understanding how those three domains, physical, emotional, and social,
Okay.
are all interconnected and contribute to overall well-being.
Got it.
Yeah.
So let's get into those behavioral choices we were talking about.
Yeah.
The document calls them behavioral factors.
Yes.
And it breaks down how things like what we eat, how active we are, and even like our habits like smoking
Yes.
can have a big impact on our health.
And some of these factors are things that a lot of teenagers struggle with. So
Yeah.
it's really important to understand the risks and the benefits so that you can make good choices.
Okay, so let's start with alcohol.
Okay.
I mean, we all know that drinking too much can make you feel sick,
Huh?
give you a nasty hangover.
Yes.
But what are some of the less obvious effects,
Yeah.
especially in the long term?
Well, alcohol can actually damage your brain, especially when you're still growing.
Right.
This can affect your memory, your concentration, and even your ability to make good decisions.
Huh?
And then there's the risk of liver damage, heart problems, and even some types of cancer.
That's pretty scary stuff.
It is.
It's not just about having a bit of fun. There are some serious consequences to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And on the social side,
Yes.
alcohol can lead to like risky behavior.
Yeah.
Like getting into fights or arguments.
Yeah, for sure.
It can damage your relationships with friends and family.
Yeah,
If they're worried about your drinking.
absolutely.
And I guess if you're spending all your money on booze,
Mm,
that doesn't leave much for things like going out with mates or buying new clothes,
that's right.
which is all important for your social life.
Exactly.
And let's not forget about the emotional impact.
No.
Alcohol can make you feel anxious,
Mm,
depressed,
Yeah.
and even guilty about your behavior.
Yeah.
So even if you think you're just having a laugh,
Yeah.
it's important to be aware of the potential downsides.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving on to something a bit more positive.
Yes.
Diet. I mean, we all know we should be eating our fruits and veggies,
Mm-hmm.
but what does a balanced diet actually look like?
Well, remember that Eat Well guide you've been studying in class? That's a great visual tool to help you understand what a balanced diet should include.
Okay.
It shows you the different food groups and the proportions you should be aiming for.
Right, so it's not just about eating salad all day long.
Definitely not.
Okay, good.
You need a mix of carbohydrates for energy,
Okay.
protein for building and repairing tissues,
Uh-huh.
and fats for healthy brain function and hormone production.
Right.
And of course, you need plenty of fruits and vegetables for those essential vitamins and minerals and antioxidants.
So what happens if we don't get enough of those nutrients?
Yeah,
I mean, apart from maybe feeling a bit tired, are there any serious consequences?
there can be, especially in the long term. For example, if you're not getting enough calcium, It can weaken your bones and increase your risk of osteoporosis later in life.
Right.
And if you're not getting enough iron, you might develop anemia, which can make you feel tired and weak.
Okay, so eating a healthy diet isn't just about looking good in a swimsuit.
No.
It's about protecting our bodies from serious problems down the road.
Exactly. And don't forget that food can also have a big impact on your mental health.
Oh, right.
Eating a balanced diet can help you feel more energized, improve your mood, and even boost your concentration.
So if you're feeling stressed or sluggish,
Yeah.
reaching for a bag of chips might not be the best solution.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, let's move on to a topic that can be a bit more challenging to talk about.
Okay.
Illegal drugs.
Okay.
Now, we know that this is a serious issue,
Yes.
and we're not here to lecture you,
No.
but it's important to understand the risks involved.
Right, and just like alcohol, the different drugs have different effects on your body and mind.
Right.
Some drugs can make you feel euphoric or energized, while others can make you feel relaxed or even sleepy.
Yeah.
But all drugs have the potential to be harmful, especially if they're misused.
So what are some of the biggest risks when it comes to drug use?
Well, for starters, many illegal drugs are highly addictive.
Right.
This means that once you start using them, it can be really difficult to stop,
Yeah.
even if you want to.
Right.
And addiction can have a devastating impact on your life,
Yeah.
affecting your relationships, your work or school, and even your physical and mental health.
And I guess there's also the risk of overdose,
Yeah,
especially if you don't know what you're taking or how much to take.
exactly. And even if you don't overdose, regular drug use can cause serious damage to your body, affecting your liver, your heart, your lungs, and even your brain.
And then there's the legal side of things.
Yes.
Getting caught with illegal drugs can have serious consequences,
Yeah.
including fines, community service, and even jail time.
That's right. And even if you don't get into trouble with the law, drug use can damage your reputation
Right.
and make it harder to get a job or into college.
So it's really important to think carefully about the potential consequences
Yes.
before experimenting with drugs.
Absolutely. And if you're struggling with drug use, there are people who can help
Yeah.
talk to a trusted adult like a parent, teacher, or a school counselor.
Yeah.
There's also helplines and websites where you can get information and support anonymously.
Okay, enough about the negative stuff.
Okay.
Let's talk about something that's good for us.
Okay.
Physical activity.
Yes.
I mean, we all know that exercise is good for our bodies.
Uh-huh.
But how exactly does it benefit our health and well-being?
Well, for starters, regular physical activity strengthens your heart and lungs.
Okay.
It improves your circulation and helps you maintain a healthy weight.
Yeah.
It also strengthens your bones and muscles, which can reduce your risk of injuries.
So it's not just about looking good.
Right.
It's about making your body stronger and more resilient.
Exactly. And exercise has some amazing benefits for your mental health, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you exercise, your body releases endorphins,
Okay.
which have mood-boosting effects. So regular physical activity can help reduce stress, anxiety, and even symptoms of depression.
I've definitely noticed that I feel much better after a good workout.
Yeah,
So it's like all the stress just melts away.
right. And exercise can also be a great way to connect with others and boost your social well-being.
Okay.
Think about joining a sports team, taking a dance class, or even just going for walks with friends.
Yeah, and even if you're not into organized sports,
Yeah,
simply getting outside and moving your body can make a big difference.
absolutely. Just remember to choose activities that you enjoy and that fit into your lifestyle.
Yeah,
And always listen to your body and don't push yourself too hard, especially if you're just starting out.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our final behavioral factor,
Okay.
smoking.
All right.
And we probably don't need to tell you this, but smoking is seriously bad for your health.
It is one of the leading causes of preventable death worldwide.
Wow.
And it's not just about lung cancer.
Right.
Smoking increases your risk of all sorts of nasty diseases,
Yeah.
including heart disease, stroke, and several other types of cancer.
And it's not just the big scary diseases.
Right.
Smoking can also make you more susceptible to colds and flu,
Uh-huh.
damage your skin and teeth,
Yeah.
and even make it harder to breathe when you exercise.
And let's not forget about the social and financial costs.
Right.
Cigarettes are expensive.
Yeah.
And smoking is increasingly banned in public places,
Yeah.
which can make it difficult to socialize.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of people find the smell of cigarette smoke really off-putting.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be that person who reeks of smoke.
No.
So what about the emotional impact? We know that nicotine is addictive,
Yes.
but are there any other ways that smoking can affect your mental health?
Well, smoking can definitely contribute to stress and anxiety, especially when you're trying to quit.
Right.
And because smoking is so harmful, it can also lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and low self-esteem.
So it's a vicious cycle.
It is.
You smoke to relieve stress,
Yeah,
but then you feel guilty and stressed about smoking.
exactly. And that's why it's so important to never start smoking in the first place.
Okay. I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
We've talked about how alcohol, diet, drugs, physical activity, and smoking can all have a big impact on our health and well-being.
And remember, Year 11s, we're going to go into more detail about each of these factors in the next 2 parts of this deep dive.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in so you can really ace those exams.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya. All right, so let's get back into those behavioral factors and really break down how they impact those 3 domains of health: physical, social, and emotional.
Okay.
Remember those tables you've been working on in Miss Hart's class?
Yes.
We're going to help you fill in some of the blanks,
Okay, great.
focusing on those key details that might pop up on your exams.
Perfect.
So we talked about alcohol.
Yeah.
And how it can affect your brain, your liver, and heart in the long run.
Mhm.
But what about the immediate effects
Oh, yeah.
on your physical well-being?
Yeah. What happens to your body when you drink too much in one go?
Well, think about how you feel after a night of heavy drinking.
Oh, yeah.
You might experience headaches, nausea, vomiting, dizziness,
Yeah.
even blurred vision.
Yeah. Not a good look.
No,
Literally.
your body is essentially dehydrated and struggling to process all that alcohol.
Yeah. Not exactly a recipe for a productive day.
Yeah.
And in the long term, those effects can become even more serious, right?
Absolutely. Excessive alcohol use over time can contribute to a whole host of problems.
Okay.
We're talking inflammation of the pancreas, internal bleeding, a weakened heart,
Wow.
leading to high blood pressure and potentially even a stroke.
It's scary to think that something so common
It is.
can have such serious consequences.
Yeah, and I remember Miss Hart talking about the impact on pregnant women as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's a really important point.
Yeah.
Alcohol can pass from the mother's blood to the developing fetus.
Right.
And that can lead to a range of problems, including fetal alcohol spectrum disorders.
Right.
Babies with FASD can have physical, mental, and behavioral problems.
Yeah.
That can last a lifetime.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the social consequences.
Okay.
We talked about how alcohol can lead to risky behavior and arguments.
Yeah.
But what are some other ways it can affect your social life,
Yeah.
even if you're not getting into trouble with the law?
Well, many people who misuse alcohol end up isolating themselves,
Right.
either because they're ashamed of their drinking or because they want to hide it from others.
Right.
This can lead to loneliness and strained relationships with friends and family.
It's like they're pushing people away without even realizing it.
Exactly. And alcohol can be expensive.
Yeah.
If you're spending all your money on booze, you might not have enough left for things like going out with friends,
Yeah.
pursuing hobbies, or even just buying new clothes.
Right.
All those things contribute to a healthy social life.
So even if you think you're just having a few drinks with friends,
Yeah,
it's important to think about the bigger picture
absolutely.
and how it might be affecting your social life in ways you haven't considered.
You should.
Okay, now let's talk about the emotional impact of alcohol misuse.
Okay.
We've touched on guilt, anxiety, and depression.
Mm-hmm.
But what are some other things to be aware of?
Yeah.
Well, we talked earlier about how alcohol can damage the brain.
Yes.
Does that have specific emotional consequences?
Definitely, alcohol can disrupt the balance of chemicals in your brain,
Okay.
making it harder to regulate your emotions.
Right.
This can lead to mood swings, irritability,
Ah.
and difficulty controlling your impulses.
So you might find yourself getting angry or upset more easily,
Yes.
or making decisions that you later regret.
Exactly. And because alcohol impairs your judgment,
Uh-huh.
it can lead to risky behavior
Right.
that can further damage your relationships and self-esteem.
Okay, I think we've covered the dark side of alcohol pretty thoroughly.
I think so.
Let's move on to diet.
Okay.
And this time, let's focus on the positive effects of eating well.
Okay.
Give us some good news for a change.
I'm happy to. A healthy diet can do wonders for your physical well-being. Remember those 5 food groups in the Eat Well guide?
Yes.
Getting the right balance of nutrients from those groups can boost your immune system,
Okay.
making you less susceptible to colds, flu, and other infections.
So eating our fruits and veggies can actually help us fight off those nasty bugs.
It's true.
That's good to know.
And it's not just about avoiding illness.
Yeah.
A healthy diet can help protect you from developing chronic diseases later in life, like heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and even some types of cancer.
So we're talking about making choices now that could have a major impact on our health for years to come.
Exactly. And don't forget about the importance of calcium for strong bones.
No.
Getting enough calcium through your diet, especially while you're still growing, can help prevent osteoporosis later in life.
Okay, so we've talked about how a healthy diet can protect us from illness and chronic disease.
Yeah.
But what about its impact on our social lives?
Well, remember how we talked about alcohol misuse sometimes leading to social isolation? Eating a healthy diet can actually have the opposite effect.
Okay.
When you feel good about your body and your energy levels are high, you're more likely to be active, engage with others, and enjoy social activities.
So instead of hiding away at home, feeling tired and sluggish,
Yeah,
you're out there having fun and making friends.
exactly. And think about all the social activities that revolve around food.
Right.
Sharing meals with friends and family, trying new restaurants, going to potlucks and picnics. These are all great ways to connect with others and build relationships.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about the emotional benefits of a healthy diet?
Yeah.
Can eating well really make you feel happier?
It can when you're fueling your body with nutritious food.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel better overall.
Yeah.
You have more energy, you're more mentally alert, and you're less likely to experience those mood swings that can come with blood sugar crashes.
Right.
Plus, there's a sense of pride and accomplishment
Yeah.
that comes with taking care of your body and making healthy choices.
I definitely feel more confident and in control when I'm eating well.
Yeah.
It's like I'm treating my body with respect, and that makes me feel good about myself.
Exactly. And a healthy diet can even play a role in managing stress and anxiety. Certain foods, like those rich in omega-3 fatty acids, have been shown to have mood-boosting effects.
Okay, that's some seriously good food for thought.
It is.
But before we get too carried away with all this healthy talk,
Yeah.
we need to address the elephant in the room,
Oh,
illegal drugs.
okay.
And we need to be honest about the dangers involved.
Absolutely. We mentioned earlier that the physical effects of drug use can vary
Right.
depending on the specific drug. But one thing's for sure, drug use can take a serious toll on your physical health and well-being.
For example, drug use can weaken the immune system,
Uh-huh.
making you more vulnerable to all sorts of infections and illnesses.
That's right. And different drugs can have different effects on your body.
Okay.
Some might make you crave sugary foods and junk food, leading to weight gain and other health problems.
Yeah.
Others might disrupt your sleep patterns, leaving you feeling exhausted and drained.
Right.
And some drugs can even cause dramatic weight loss,
Wow.
which can be just as unhealthy as being overweight.
And then there are the long-term effects on your organs,
Yes.
your brain, your heart, your liver.
Exactly. Drug use can damage these vital organs,
Right.
leading to a whole host of serious health problems down the road.
And let's not forget about the dangers of addiction.
No.
Withdrawal symptoms can be really rough.
They can.
We're talking nausea, vomiting, chills, muscle aches, and intense cravings.
That's something you want to mess with.
It's not something you want to mess with.
Mhm.
And remember, sharing needles can spread infections like HIV and hepatitis C,
Yes.
which can have devastating consequences for your health.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving on to the social consequences of drug use.
Okay.
We talked about damaged relationships and financial problems, but what are some other ways that drug use can impact your social life?
Well, many people who use drugs end up withdrawing from their usual social circles,
Right.
either because they're ashamed of their drug use or because their drug use has changed their priorities and interests.
Right, and because drug use can lead to unpredictable behavior and mood swings.
Yes,
It can be hard to maintain healthy relationships with friends and family.
that's right. And if drug use starts interfering with your work or school life,
Right.
that can lead to even more social problems.
Yeah.
You might lose your job, get kicked out of school,
Oh, wow.
or find it hard to maintain relationships with colleagues or classmates.
And let's not forget about the legal consequences.
No.
Getting caught with illegal drugs can lead to fines,
Yes.
jail time, and a criminal record,
Yeah,
which can have a long-lasting impact on your life.
absolutely.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the emotional impact of drug use.
Okay.
We mentioned guilt, mood swings, and poor decision-making.
Uh-huh.
But what are some other things to be aware of?
Yeah. Well, many people who use drugs experience intense feelings of shame and self-loathing,
Right.
especially if their drug use has caused them to hurt themselves or others.
And drug use can make it difficult to control your emotions,
Yeah.
leading to extreme highs and lows, anxiety, paranoia, and even hallucinations.
And because drugs can impair your judgment and decision-making abilities,
Right.
you're more likely to make choices that you regret later on,
Yeah.
which can lead to even more guilt and shame.
And long-term drug use can lead to changes in the brain
Yeah.
that make it harder to experience pleasure,
Yes.
which can contribute to depression and a loss of interest in things you used to enjoy.
And of course, addiction itself is a major emotional burden.
Right.
Feeling like you've lost control over your drug use can be incredibly scary and isolating,
Yeah.
leading to feelings of hopelessness and despair.
I think we've covered the dark side of illegal drug use pretty thoroughly.
I think so.
Let's move on to something a bit more uplifting.
Oh,
Physical activity. And let's start by talking about all the amazing ways that exercise can benefit your physical health and well-being.
Okay.
I'm all for some good news. Tell us how getting active can make us healthier and happier.
Well, for starters, regular exercise strengthens your heart,
Okay.
making it more efficient at pumping blood throughout your body.
Right.
This improves circulation,
Okay.
lowers your resting heart rate,
Uh-huh.
and reduces your risk of developing heart disease.
So basically, exercise helps your heart become a lean, mean pumping machine.
Exactly. And it's not just your heart that benefits.
Okay. How about else?
Exercise helps regulate blood sugar levels,
Okay.
which can prevent type 2 diabetes.
Right.
It strengthens your bones and muscles, improving your balance and coordination,
Right.
and reducing your risk of falls and fractures.
And I've heard that exercise can even boost your immune system,
That's right.
helping you fight off those pesky colds and flu viruses.
Regular physical activity helps your body produce more white blood cells, which are the cells that attack and destroy harmful bacteria and viruses.
Okay, so exercise is good for our hearts, our bones, our muscles, and our immune systems.
Yes.
What else?
Well, regular physical activity can help improve your sleep quality,
Oh,
boost your energy levels,
right.
and even reduce your risk of developing certain types of cancer,
Wow.
including colon cancer and breast cancer.
That's incredible. It seems like there's nothing exercise can't do.
I know,
I guess those PE lessons are pretty important after all.
They are. It's all about finding activities you enjoy
Right.
and making them a regular part of your routine.
Yeah.
But remember, we've got to cover the social and emotional benefits of exercise, too.
Okay.
So stay tuned for part 3.
Okay, so we're back for the last part of our deep dive on those behavioral factors.
Yes.
Looking at how they can affect your health and well-being.
Mm.
And just to remind you guys, we're helping you out with Miss Hart's Health and Social Care class,
That's right.
getting you prepped for those exams. So we've covered a lot of ground already, from the potential downsides of alcohol and drugs
Yeah.
to the benefits of a healthy diet.
Uh-huh.
Let's finish strong by exploring the social and emotional perks of exercise.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap things up with a closer look at the consequences of smoking.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we were talking about how exercise isn't just good for your physical health,
Yes.
but it can also boost your social life
Uh-huh.
and emotional well-being in some pretty cool ways.
In lots of different ways.
Yeah, I'm always up for feeling good and connecting with people, so tell me more about that.
Well, think about the social aspect.
Okay.
Exercise can be a fantastic way to meet new people and build friendships.
Okay.
It's not just about joining sports teams either.
Right.
You could try a dance class, join a hiking club,
Yeah.
or even just go for walks or bike rides with friends.
I guess even hitting the gym with a friend can be a social activity.
Absolutely.
You can chat while you work out
Yeah.
and maybe even motivate each other to push a little harder.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of simply being around other people
Yeah.
who share your interest in fitness.
Yeah.
It can create a sense of community and belonging, which is so important for our social well-being.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk about the emotional benefits.
Okay.
I know I always feel so much better after a good workout.
Yeah.
It's like all the stress just melts away.
Yeah.
What's the science behind that?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, exercise triggers the release of endorphins, which are those natural mood boosters that can make you feel happier and more relaxed.
Right.
But there's more to it than that.
Okay.
Exercise can also help you build confidence, improve your body image,
Okay.
and give you a sense of accomplishment,
Right.
all of which contribute to greater emotional well-being.
I never thought about it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
But it makes total sense.
Yeah.
When you set a fitness goal and achieve it, it makes you feel like you could achieve anything.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
even if you're not setting specific goals,
Yeah.
just the act of moving your body and challenging yourself physically can make you feel more capable and in control,
Right.
which can have a positive ripple effect on other areas of your life.
Okay, I'm convinced exercise is officially awesome.
It is.
But before we get too carried away, let's tackle that last behavioral factor,
Or,
smoking.
right.
We've already touched on some of the serious health risks,
We have.
but let's dive deeper,
Okay.
focusing on the specific impacts you'll need to know for your exams.
Good idea. So let's start with the physical well-being side of things.
Okay.
Remember, smoking damages almost every organ in your body,
Yeah.
increasing your risk of developing heart disease, stroke, lung cancer, COPD,
Wow.
and a whole host of other respiratory problems.
And it's not just about those big, scary diseases either.
Yeah.
Smoking can also affect your day-to-day life,
Uh-huh.
making you more susceptible to colds and flu,
Yes.
reducing your energy levels,
Yeah.
and even impairing your senses of taste and smell.
Right. And don't forget about the impact on your appearance.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Smoking prematurely ages your skin,
Really?
stains your teeth,
Oh, wow.
and can even cause your fingernails to turn yellow.
Yeah, not exactly a glamorous look.
Not really.
Okay, let's move on to the social consequences.
Okay.
We talked about the stigma around smoking.
Yeah.
But what are some other ways it can affect your social life?
Well, for starters, smoking is incredibly expensive.
Right.
Imagine all the money you could save and all the cool things you could buy or do if you weren't spending it on cigarettes.
So true, yeah.
And as smoking becomes less and less socially acceptable,
Uh-huh.
smokers often find themselves excluded from certain social situations.
Yeah, I know a lot of restaurants and bars have banned smoking.
Yes.
So smokers often have to go outside to light up, which can be isolating and inconvenient.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the impact on relationships.
Right.
Non-smokers often find the smell of cigarette smoke offensive.
Yeah.
And secondhand smoke can be harmful to their health, which can lead to tension and conflict.
Okay, finally, let's talk about the emotional impact of smoking.
Okay.
We've mentioned the feeling of powerlessness that comes with addiction.
Yeah.
But are there any other ways that smoking can affect your mental well-being?
Definitely smoking can contribute to anxiety and stress,
Okay.
especially when you're trying to quit and those withdrawal symptoms kick in.
Right.
And because smoking is so harmful, it can lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and low self-esteem,
Right.
especially if you're struggling to quit.
It's like a vicious cycle. You smoke to relieve stress,
Yeah,
but then you feel stressed about smoking.
exactly. And remember, smoking damages your lungs and heart,
Right.
which can make it harder to engage in physical activities that could actually help boost your mood and reduce stress.
So it's like a double whammy. You're
Yeah.
harming your body and missing out on the natural stress relief that comes with exercise.
Right, and that's why it's so important to never start smoking in the first place.
Okay, year 11s, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the risks of alcohol and drug use to the incredible benefits of a healthy diet and exercise.
Absolutely.
And while we've focused on the facts and figures you'll need for your exams,
Yes.
remember that this information is relevant to your lives right now,
It is.
not just in the classroom.
You have the power to make choices that support your health and well-being,
Yes.
both physically, socially, and emotionally.
And remember, year 11, you've got this.
Yes.
We're confident you'll ace those exams.
Yes.
Just remember those tables, those key terms,
Hey, guys.
and all the examples we talked about today.
Absolutely.
And if you need a refresher, just rewind and listen again.
Exactly.
Good luck, everyone.
Yes, good luck.
And remember, making healthy choices isn't just about passing exams.
No,
It's about setting yourselves up for a happier, healthier future.
that's what it's all about.